Donald Trump knew Ronald Reagan. In fact, he has his portrait hanging in the Oval Office today. But long before Donald Trump ran for president, he publicly called out Ronald Reagan by taking out a full-page newspaper ad, suggesting that Reagan needed, are you ready for this? A little backbone. Why was Trump so frustrated with Reagan? And was that newspaper ad actually his first campaign speech? I'm going to unpack that explosive newspaper ad and his subsequent TV appearances, and I'm going to tell you why I believe the events surrounding this time period was really a game changer for Trump and his future in politics. Are you ready? Let's do it. Trump has made it abundantly clear in his second term that he's tired of countries around the world ripping the United States off. He's talked about them not playing fair economically with trade. He's talked about countries who are restricting U.S. imports while we allow their imports into our country with no trade barriers. He's talked about countries having great surpluses and the United States having trade deficits. And he's also talked about countries not paying towards their own national defense when the United States is picking up the bill.
We've been treated very unfairly as a country. We protect everybody. We do everything for all these countries. We just weren't treated right. We were ripped off as a country. I've been saying it for a long time.
Trump's also talked about making America wealthy again. April the 2nd of 2025, a day that he calls Liberation Day, he openly talked about America in its golden age.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country, and you see it happening already. We will pry open foreign markets and break down foreign trade barriers. This will be indeed the golden age of America. It's coming back, and we're going to come back very strongly.
Trump's been saying this stuff for a long time, nearly 4 decades. In 1987, Trump was so frustrated and angry with about how the United States was being treated, Ronald Reagan was the president at the time, that he took out a full-page newspaper ad in some major U.S. newspapers. The title of it was, "There's nothing wrong with America's foreign defense policy that a little backbone can't cure." I think it could be argued that this ad was probably Trump's first campaign speech. You know, he paid nearly $95,000 for this ad, which would be about $250,000 today. I want you to watch and listen to some of these clips where Trump's talking about this ad and his complaints. And he's talking about countries at that time who were ripping the United States off while enjoying huge trade surpluses with the United States, and we were having deficits. Now, while the countries may differ than what we have today, you can see that the same argument is being made.
Well, it was very easy. I was tired, and I think a lot of people are tired of watching other countries ripping off the United States. This is a great country. They laugh at us behind our back. Japan is a money machine. Saudi Arabia is a money machine. Kuwait, these are money machines, the greatest ever created. The United States is, if it were a corporation, it would be bankrupt. It's losing $200 billion a year. For years now it's been losing that. What right do we have to go out and defend? Why aren't these countries, these wealthy money machines, paying us for the defense of their freedom and their nations? Why aren't they paying us?
You took out a full-page ad in major U.S. newspapers last year criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible.
Hey, before we go further, quick favor. If you're enjoying the video so far and you're getting some educational value from it, help our channel grow. Hit the like button and take a minute and subscribe to our PREZ Politics family. Thanks. Take the issue of NATO. Trump, during his first term, complained about NATO countries not paying their fair share towards their burden, the United States picking up a larger portion of the bill. He's talked about them needing to increase their spending, a higher percentage to their GDP, and we know that some of those nations did that shortly thereafter. Listen to this 2020 speech where Trump is directly talking to those countries at the United Nations, and I want you to catch at the very end of this clip where Trump talks about trade.
We are also revitalizing our alliances by making it very clear that all of our partners are expected to pay their fair share of the tremendous defense burden which the United States has borne in the past. At the center of our vision for national renewal is an ambitious campaign to reform international trade.
Did you catch that last phrase where Trump said he's looking forward to an ambitious campaign to reform international trade?
At the center of our vision for national renewal is an ambitious campaign to reform international trade.
Already in 2020, Trump was already envisioning how international trade could be changed and how the United States could be a major player. But he was saying the same stuff about NATO and about the United States paying a disproportionate amount compared to others. Listen to this clip from 1987 when he's on Larry King Live.
The question is, I've always felt that NATO and West Germany, I mean, we have all those troops over there. I feel that they should pay their way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I agree with you on NATO. I agree with you on other countries. I don't want to single out Japan. I don't want to single out Saudi Arabia, but these are countries that people understand the kind of wealth we're talking about, and I will single them out. But if you look at the payments that we're making to NATO, they're totally disproportionate with everybody else's, and it's ridiculous.
You can see the early seeds of Trump's political future here germinating, I believe, in the late 1980s. You know, Trump was asked if he was considering on running for president in 1988. He has very strong opinions about the economy, about foreign policy, about trade. He looks and sounds like a presidential candidate or a candidate for something. And the early audiences at this time thought so too. I want you to listen to this clip where he's on Oprah Winfrey, and she asked him about whether or not he's considering on running for president. And I want you to listen very carefully what he says he would do if elected.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. Probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined, I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing, this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
Did you catch that? He talks about making America wealthy again and rich again. You know, Trump's been telling us everything he would do if elected president. He's been telling us for years. It's just that nobody was paying attention. What do you think? I'm interested in what your take is on these events of the late 1980s. What do you think about Trump calling out Reagan? Was it a big deal about nothing? Or do you think it was a legitimate complaint? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Hey, if you like what you saw today, check out our other videos on our channel. I guarantee you'll love them.